Have you ever wanted to be a part of a community with like-minded people that care about Black women's health the way you do? Well, My Sister's Keeper is for you. It's a movement for us, by us. MSK is all about informing young Black women about their health, engaging them in conversations and programming that reflects their lived experience. Are you looking for a community, a program that pours into you, and an opportunity to be a part of a Black women-centered legacy? No matter where you are in the country, you can join the program through the BWHI app. Go to bwhi.org today and sign up for the MSK program.
Hi, everyone. Shout out to everyone tuning in tonight. Welcome to our MSK edition of This Is Your Health game show, brought to you by Black Women's Health Imperative. As you can see, MSK is a program that is doing all that needs to be done and giving what needs to be gave for Black young women. And so I'm really excited. My name is Bree Renee. For those of you who do not know me, I go by Bree Renee straight from the A. I'm a radio personality here on Streets 94.5 FM, actress and host, and I will be your host today for MSK Week Game Show Edition. So I'm really excited. We have some phenomenal influencers and special women joining us today, and I'm excited to do this game show. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce some of our contestants today. So first we have Ms. Janae Epps. She is the program director of My Sister Keeper program. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be here.
Me too. I'm really excited. Okay, so next up we have one of my dear Instagram friends, actress Courtney George.
Hello.
Hey, girl. Those curls for the girls.
Okay.
And now we have, followed by comedian and celebrity influencer, always having us cracking up online, Miss Jessie Wu.
Hey, y'all. Hello.
Hi, sister.
Hey, sister.
And last but not least, we have the talented actor and dance captain, model Ashley Everett.
Hey, hey.
Y'all give it up. We're going to give it up for all these talented, beautiful women on the stage with us tonight. I'm really excited, y'all. This is about to be so fun.
Yes.
I am too.
Yes. Well, welcome to the show, ladies. Before we officially just jump into this game, which I know is going to be hilarious and so much fun, I just want to do a little brief self-care, check-in. You know, it's been a crazy year from last year to now between the pandemic, and Portia and all stimulus checks, so many things. I just got to know, how are you ladies? How you ladies been holding up and feeling lately?
I'm here. I am
one
here.
day at a time, one foot in front of the other,
Are there
God's
any
good.
Right, look, that's the kind of year we had. After all the challenges we faced, we just holding on with a wing and a prayer.
Yeah.
Literally.
Move. All right, well, if you ladies are ready, I'm excited and I'm ready to jump right into these questions.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
first up, what keeps some people from talking about their mental health concerns? Is it A, stigma in our community, B, not prioritizing their own health, C, lack of access to therapy, or D, all of the above?
D. All of the above.
I was going to say, all you ladies are pretty much on.
Yes, ladies,
okay.
That is correct. It's definitely all of the above. We know that all three of these things definitely keeps a lot of folks from talking about what's going on with them. Starting with stigma in the Black community, everybody's like, oh, girl, you'll get through it. You'll be okay. Then let's not talk about lack of access to therapy. They say go. We're like, okay, so how do I navigate the health insurance process? Who do I have to pay for it or what have you? And then also just not prioritizing their own health. You know, so much has happened during this time that's forced us to slow down. And, you know, it takes for your body to break down for some people to realize what's going on. So these are all definitely, and there's many more that keep us from talking about our mental health concerns. So
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
And one too that I noticed is the cost of therapy and mental
Not
health.
cheap.
You know, it is not cheap. I was like, this should be free because
It
stress
should.
is.
It should.
Certainly
I
should.
agree.
I was stressed out actually trying to navigate my own health insurance. First trying to find all the females, then trying to find all the Black females, then also trying to find one that was close within my age range. So it's definitely stressful within that whole process.
Yep.
Yeah.
That part.
For sure. Okay, so I'm going to ask this question to Jessie. In the song Cranes in the Sky by Solange.
Cranes in the sky.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. I wanted to hear that beautiful voice. Which of the following things are things she did to cope with her pain and her grief? A, sex. B, alcohol and drugs.
Debris freeze. So B, alcohol and drugs, or C, isolation, or D, all of the above.
I feel like I want to say all the above, but I feel like it was B.
It was all of the above.
It was all of the above. Yeah.
Okay, so remember the first verse.
I tried to sex it away.
That's true. That's true. She did say that.
I tried to
Wait,
smoke
it
it
was
away.
sex or sexed? Oh, so it was sex.
Sex.
Oh, I thought she meant like sexed.
No.
Oh.
Girl, Solange, I am so sorry, girl.
You've been messing up those lyrics.
Yes.
The
first verse said, I tried to drink it away.
Yeah.
I tried to put one in the air.
Yep.
I tried to dance it away. I tried to change it with my hair.
Yep.
So definitely all of those.
All of those.
We've all been there.
Okay.
All been there.
Ashley, this one is for you. Which of these are likely caused by the impact of stress in your life? A, increased likeness of serious illness. B, weight dysregulation. C, sleep disruption. Or D, all of the above.
I'm going to go with D.
Which are these likely caused by the impact of stress in your life?
I'm going to say D, all of the above.
Yes, Ashley, that is correct.
Yes. Stress is like usually, I feel like the reason why a lot of things happen in life to us, you know, like when it comes to health and wellness, all the time, it usually runs back to stress.
Definitely. It definitely puts us at higher risk for preventable chronic conditions. So definitely D, all the above.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised how like stress manifests in your body when you like are holding it in. That's why I felt like therapy was so helpful for me. That's actually why I started therapy. I was like having health issues, and my doctor was like, "It's stress," and I'm like, "Well, what?" Like,
yes,
and like how to get rid of it, like not knowing how to get rid of stress, you know, because it's constantly there, but you have to learn how to, you know, live with it and I guess get rid of it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's that cortisol that's in our blood, ladies. That's the stress hormone that definitely puts us in that fight or flight moment when things start to stress us out. So definitely keep that in mind.
One thing that I do, ladies, and all of you can do this too, it's like really easy. When I feel like I'm in that flight or fight mode, I just think like, when's the last time I took a deep breath? And I just literally stop and take a deep breath.
That helps me so much. I have anxiety, and when I just decide, like, okay, Courtney, just pause, breathe in, breathe out, like
being intentional about it. Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, now it can.
Okay. Courtney, this question is for you. What percentage of Black women have experienced intimate partner violence in their lifetime? Is it A, 10%, B, 20%, C, 41%, or D, 80%?
I'm gonna say C, 41%.
Yes, Courtney. Okay.
That was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just messed me up, so you are good. So yes, definitely. According to the 2011 National Intimate Partner and Sexual Violence Survey, approximately 41% of Black women have experienced physical violence by an intimate partner during their lifetime, compared to 31% of white women, 30% of Hispanic women, and 15% of Asian or Pacific Islander women.
Wow.
That's
And I also feel like
crazy.
that's a percentage that like some women don't say. So is it 41% or is
Probably
it
even higher?
Yes.
Sure.
And you know, there were some studies and people were definitely having this conversation about the impact of COVID and then how the rates have soared for folks being at home. So definitely it's impacting us Black women.
Mhm.
Mm.
That's so sad. And I didn't know the disproportion between different races. Like, that's crazy.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's because we fantasized about child. Okay, so Jesse, this one is for you. True or false? Stress can impact fertility.
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
True.
you are correct. It is definitely true because several recent studies found links between the women's level of day-to-day stress and lower chances of pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, women whose saliva had high levels of alpha amylase, an enzyme that marks stress, took 29% longer to get pregnant compared to those who had less.
29% of what?
Wow.
What's that?
The saliva level,
You said
so alpha amylase.
what is that?
I never heard of that.
Listen, that's a scientific term.
Yeah. It's something that indicates stress in your body.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I didn't know you
That's
can
crazy.
you could test your stress levels by that.
Yes, your saliva and your blood.
Jeez.
I don't know what mine is.
Wow, through the roof.
I know mine is
29%
not
longer to get pregnant too. That's crazy, kind of.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, for sure.
Yeah, because I've heard folks say like, oh, they've been super stressed and they tried to decrease the stress in their lives. It was easier for them to get pregnant.
I believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Courtney, this one will be for you. What are some reproductive health issues that impact Black women? A, infertility, B, fibroids, C, cancers, or D, all of the above?
I'll have to say D, all of the above. I know a few women who suffered from fibroids and like very young. So D.
Yes, D is correct.
Especially Black girls.
Yes. And endometriosis is not on the list, and there's some more things that impact us as well. So all of the above, and fibroids affect over 80% of Black women, and doctors offer us hysterectomies at a disproportionately higher rate. So you're definitely hearing more about that too, about that, being the go-to that's offered to Black women when we don't have to opt for hysterectomies. So
There was this girl on Instagram that just wrote like a really touching passage about that, like how she was offered a hysterectomy at 25 and she didn't do it, and she just took like more of a holistic approach, and she ended up getting pregnant and having a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby at 31. But at 20, she was like, thank God I didn't go through with the hysterectomy at 25.
yes, that's what they try to do to us. Think about the maternal mortality rates as well. C-sections being offered for Black women. So, because whatever's going on with the doctor, they're ready to get it over
with. Yeah.
And they probably get paid more for certain procedures and prescribing you different medicine.
Of course.
We have to do more taking more of like holistic approaches and doing things natural though too.
and getting like second opinions. I think
Yes.
like, one doctor is never enough. Like go to 2 or 3 and get different opinions and weigh your options.
Yes, certainly.
I love that.
Definitely. And know your body. And don't take what they say as face value. If they don't encourage you, if you know something's going on with you, speak up about it and make sure you are heard. Because I had to do that for my doctor, who said, "Oh, nothing was wrong with you. If it's a cyst, it'll dissolve. You'll be fine." And when they actually sent the camera up there, because I said, "Send the camera on my vagina, please, thank you. I don't need you touching on my abdomen." They found out that I had an ectopic kidney.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you go through requesting something, like if for somebody out there who is like, hey, I just don't feel right on the inside. I know something's not right. And maybe the doctor is like, it's okay. How did you go through requesting something like that? Was it through your doctor or did you have to contact your insurance company?
Yeah, so I definitely made the request to my doctor, and immediately she was like, "Oh, it's a copay. I think it was like $40." I was like, "Well, I keep coming back and telling you I'm having this pain, this irritation. I'm going to pay the $40. Depending on your insurance, if you are feeling that way, it may be a little bit pricier. But at that time, for my peace of mind, I paid the $40, and that's when I found out. And once she told me, like, "Oh, you have an ectopic kidney," it was like, "You'll be okay." What if somebody needed a kidney from me? So an ectopic kidney, for anybody that wants to know, when you're born, you have 2 kidneys, right? And they're both supposed to move up. Only one of mine did. One of mine is actually in my pelvic area. So what if somebody needed a kidney from me?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, but I had to keep asking for it. And, the barrier was like, "Oh, the copay. Well, I'll pay it." And I know this may not be the case for every person that experienced that, but just the thought of you being able to speak up is so important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was
For
going to
sure.
say too, if you don't know the right questions to ask, bringing somebody with you who might ask the right questions, or calling a friend or whatever, a family member, anything. But yeah, if you need some support and some assistance on asking the right questions to the doctors or whoever, I think is important too.
Yes.
Yeah, I love this conversation. I like how we're learning so much together as well. And if those of you out there who are streaming and want to learn more and, get more information like this, you can head over to bwhi.org, and they have tons of information as well as another event tomorrow that you guys can check out. So we're going to continue with the questions. This one, Jesse. True or false? Black women are more at risk for emergency contraception Plan B failure.
That's interesting.
True or false?
I'm gonna say true because Black men got strong. You know what? So that's my reasoning. I'm sticking to it.
When they shoot the club up, they shoot the club up.
They will shoot your club up, sis. So you better go in there with a condom and a prayer.
A condom. Plan A is definitely, already being on birth control and, always protecting yourself prior to, but you can do a plan B. Just know we are at higher risk for failure with that. Like, Lord.
Yes. So that is definitely true, Jesse. And it's unfortunate because Plan B is known to potentially not work in women weighing more than 165 pounds.
Is that on the box? Like, what?
I didn't know.
Yes, in the studies, definitely weighing more than 165. Now, okay, this could be a major issue for Black women, right? Because our average weight is about 187 pounds, depending,
All that junk, all that wagon we be dragging.
Yes. So this emphasizes the urgent need for women, especially Black women, to have access to safe, affordable, reliable, and stigma-free forms of birth control. Because Plan B might not be able to protect us after the club is shot up.
For real, we popping Tic Tacs.
My God.
Okay. Okay, Ashley. The next question: approximately how many periods will the average American woman have in her life? A, 200, B, 450, or C, 1,000? Like,
I'm gonna go with. Wait, let's think about this. Okay, hold on. There's
we got 12 months
of
a
the
year.
and then I mean the average person lives to about 80 or 90 something, right? Times 12. I'm not I'm not the best at math, guys, but I'm gonna say 1,000 or so. Which was C? No, is that wrong?
That's wrong. Ashley, it's B, 450.
450.
How?
Yes.
How's she wrong about that?
Because think about it. Somebody
We don't have
productive age about 45-ish.
Oh yeah, we start getting them at a certain age. That's so
Oh
true.
my God, that's so true.
So yes,
and we
about
start
that.
late. You know, you don't start at 1. You don't start to like maybe like 10, 14, between 10 and 14.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so true. Yeah.
So instead of 80 years, you had to do maybe like 30 years.
I feel like I've already had 1,000, so I'm like, God.
Imagine being 80 and still having a period. Like, come on, God.
oh my God.
Like, at that point, God.
Or being one and having
come
one.
on now. Exactly. Come on, Lord. What is this?
We just
What is
free
this?
balling and at that point in my diaper.
I'm already stressed out about it happening every month. I'm
Come on,
stressed
Lord.
out. Yes. So around 450, and this equates to around 10 years, or about 3,500 days of the average woman's life that will be spent menstruating.
Isn't that crazy how we're still living and we bleed that much? Like,
That's wild.
It'd be double homicide over here.
pew, pew, pew. It's 22.
Oh my goodness. Now it's stuck in my head. Thanks, Jesse.
Oh Lord, be the Wi-Fi, Jesus, please.
Right. Be the connection. Okay, Court. This one is for you. True or false? Periods can be impacted by the weather or season.
I feel like true, but for some reason I'm gonna say true.
You're right.
No, Courtney, it's true.
It's true.
Somebody gotta explain that to me.
Yeah.
I gotta
Y'all don't
understand
be
this too.
tired when it's raining?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm tired when I'm on my period and it's
So here's why, ladies. During the winter months, a woman's flow, period duration, and even pain level are longer than the summer. This pattern also extends to women who live in colder climates rather than warmer temperatures. So the seasons can also affect your premenstrual tension too. So the darker, shorter days can adversely impact your mood when combined with female productive hormones. So this is thought to be because of the lack of sunshine, which also helps our body produce vitamin D and dopamine, which boosts our moods, right? Our happiness and all around health. So, the weather does have a little impact on how we're feeling during that time.
So everyone moved to LA.
Right.
Right.
Or Miami.
Yes, there you go.
Wherever the sun is always shining.
Great.
So, Ashley, about what percentage of women have experienced period shaming? Is it A, 12%, B, 60%, C, 22%, or D, 42%? And if you don't know what period shaming is, that's okay, because I didn't either. I can let you know if you guys don't know.
Yeah, what is that?
So period shaming is whenever someone's like, oh, you just tripping because you're on your period. Or if you leak, if you have a little leakage and someone's like, oh my God, you bled through your pants. Like, make you feel bad for anything that has to do with your cycle, period, pimples. All that's period shaming. So what percentage of women do you think have experienced some sort of period shaming? Is it A, 12%, B, 60%, C, 22%, or D, 42%?
I am stuck between B and D, but my heart is leaning towards B, 60%, because I feel like most women have probably been period shamed at some point. So we're at the highest number.
Well, actually, for this study, it was only 42%, unfortunately. I don't think these studies, they don't ask everybody.
Right.
Now,
They showed up didn't ask black women.
They didn't ask black women, exactly.
And I don't think a lot of people know I didn't know what period shaming was until today. So if you probably asked me, have you been period shamed? Like, oh no. But if you don't really know, you don't know that you've been period shamed. I've period shamed. Because did you know that, okay, so I learned this in research, right? Did you know that having sex on your period is an option? It's not good or bad. But I have definitely had that conversation where I'm like, oh, made fun of a girlfriend for having sex on her period. But it's not a bad thing.
You shamed her.
I period shamed someone. How dare I?
I know.
And I'm learning that period sex is just it's an everyday thing around here. Especially if you're dating West Indian and African men, they love that. They love it over here, honey. So
don't
be ashamed. Don't be ashamed if you run the red lights, ladies. Don't be ashamed.
And don't shame others who do.
And don't shame
others who run the red light. Definitely, yes. So period shaming actually adds to the stigma, right? And so that is why for the Black Women's Health Imperative, we started our Positive Period program to also help end period poverty, right? So because a lot of women can't afford the products. You see how many days we're menstruating, right? Think about the cost.
Too much.
Also, You said
it's too much.
Yes, too much.
It is
too much. So that's why we started to, provide education, but then also to provide supplies to those in need. And you just think about what's going on right now with COVID. People are choosing between actually getting the appropriate menstrual products versus, putting food on their table, especially low-income women, homeless, incarcerated women, etc. So shaming, we have to stop it. So that way we can end the stigma that's associated with it. Because, it's just about a regular body function.
It is. And we're human. Sometimes you're going to have a leak or sometimes you running red light.
Did you guys see that that video that was going around Instagram where it was like a prank of a girl acting like she leaked through, and the black girl is the only one who helped her. She's the only one who came up and told her to tie her sweater around.
Yes,
You got to help a sister out. And I think that period supplies should be free, especially if we have 450 of them.
400, yes, we definitely should be free. And I also was thinking about too, like, how we used to be in school, like if you had to go, you had to go to the bathroom, you were like within your sleeve, you try to carry a little pouch,
right?
All those things where we shouldn't have to do that anymore. Everybody,
I never like followed that. I was always like, let me get my Kotex out my bag real quick. I did not care. Y'all gonna know I'm on my period, especially if it's my first day. First of all, I feel like your first day, you should not have to go to school or work. I'm so sorry.
I agree with that.
That first day is
horrible.
It takes really a while.
They said that period pain is just as bad as like a heart attack pain.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that video that's going around where these group of girls had the group of guys, like they had like a period pain simulator. They couldn't handle it.
No. And the girls were like, my period is harder than this. Like,
So come on now.
Yeah, we need that first day. I'm voting for Jesse. We need that first day after work.
All the products should be free. I feel like as the older you get too, the more you know your body. So not only are you buying Kotex, you're buying products to make sure that you're clean down there, make sure that you smell good. Like all that need to be for free. Okay, people paying too many taxes for us not to be able to have that for free. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Speaking of tax, I'm going to ask Jesse this next question since you brought that up. How many states currently have a tampon tax? A tampon tax.
I don't know.
Is it A, 5, B, 10, or C, 30?
Is states out here with a tampon tax? What does that even mean?
Yes, ma'am. Tampon tax Oh, okay. I'm gonna let you answer, but yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say 5 because I ain't never heard of it.
No, it's actually C,
30?
30.
What is a tampon tax?
The tampon tax, the extra tax they add on to our menstrual products.
It's horrible.
So you
In
mean to
addition to
tell
the
me
sales tax.
Right, exactly. I was gonna say, in addition to charging us for something that happens naturally, taxing that already, they add an extra tax like a woman's tax. That's basically what it is.
So rude.
Yes.
I can't.
So just know we are advocating for the tampon tax to be removed in those 30 states because this is ridiculous.
You see why men shouldn't have rights? See, you see how all these things that women gotta go through?
Right.
I'm done.
Because they made this up. I'm sure a bunch of men set up and made this tax up. Like, no woman came up with this.
I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No.
Yes.
No
30
woman
states.
would ever.
That's horrible.
Yes. And so, adding these taxes is already hard for a lot of women to afford these products. You add on the tax, and that makes it even worse.
I hate that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I just
I can't wait till like the next Earth, so like it's just like women could be in charge of everything because this is ghetto.
Yes, paying tampon tax is very much ghetto.
Facts.
Oh my God.
Bree, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Okay, so this question is for Ashley. True or false? Vaping and smoking hookah is not dangerous and is a great alternative to smoking tobacco.
False.
Sure.
I know that it is. It is, right?
Yes, it's false.
Okay, am I correct?
Oh my God. I gotta stop smoking hookah.
Yeah,
I like hookah too, but I know every time I do it, I'm like, this is not good. It's like worse, actually.
Yeah.
And it's bad for your voice.
Hookah has nicotine in it. Nicotine is a toxic substance, y'all. So you think about e-cigarettes and vaping, it's the same thing. You are inhaling toxins, metals, and all types of crazy stuff that in these products. So you think about smoking a cigarette. No one smokes cigarettes anymore. But think about those same chemicals being in that nice shisha with mint.
That flavored cigarette.
That flavored smoke.
Yeah. So I know it's a social thing, right? Because I saw a post on Instagram, and it was like girls asking, they go to a restaurant asking, "Is there hookah here?" Like, girl, you don't see no hookah here.
Right. Or during the pandemic, they said we had the vaccine for COVID in Atlanta in the hookah.
Atlanta was jumping. I ain't even gonna lie. I was looking at it, I was like,
Atlanta never slowed down.
No. But I had to stop smoking hookah too because I just as an entertainer, like I heard it in my voice. I could hear like my throat would be hurting. I'm like, this can't be healthy because I feel like I split out my lizard like every day. That was horrible.
Yeah, so hookah is not safer than cigarettes. Obviously, the vaping piece, no, it's not safe at all. It still impacts us, especially as Black women. It impacts our reproductive health, all that impacts fertility, everything. So that's why we have our program, See Us, which is about anti-tobacco smoking and vaping, because it's no longer just about the cigarettes, it's about the menthol that it is in some people. I know people love to put the mint in the hookah, making it more smooth, but that's how the tobacco industry really gets us Black people. The mint. We are the target.
We got to do better.
Yeah, we can attack everywhere we go at the hookah lounge,
literally,
tampon out.
Yes. Literally, we are attacked everywhere. Okay.
Speaking of the impact, though, that hookah has, this question is for Courtney. How much more smoke can you inhale during a hookah session compared to a single cigarette? So the smoke. A, is it 5 times as much smoke? B, 50 times as much smoke? Or C, 100 times as much smoke?
Ooh.
Please don't be C.
I'm thinking.
It's a lot of smoke that comes out when you smoke hookah. So I'm going to say 50.
Say 50. All right.
It's actually 100%, 100 times more. That's speed.
100 times.
Yes.
That's about right.
100 times more
Y'all
smoke.
know how to, the hookah bomb be. It'd be real smoky up in there.
Wow.
I mean, those clouds literally come out like this. Like,
Yeah.
So in a typical hour session, hookah smoking session, users may inhale 100 to 200 times the amount of smoke they would inhale from a single cigarette.
oh,
So it's like 100 cigarettes you're smoking with the hookah.
that's
So
terrible.
That's nasty.
Are better than hookah.
Say it again, Courtney.
Cigarettes are better than hookah.
No, none of it is good.
Right. It's the worst of the worster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it got worse.
It's bad and terrible.
Yeah. Definitely getting more chemicals with the hookah. Because it's like, one cigarette can have like over 700 different toxins in it. So just think about 100 times 700.
Yeah.
Do that for one hookah session.
No wonder we be lightheaded. You inhaling poison. You be like, "Ooh, I got a buzz." No, you're about to die.
Literally.
Yeah. So
Crazy.
unfortunately, guys, the hookah sessions may be coming to an end.
Yeah,
I
we just
gotta
gotta.
slow down on that because I do feel dizzy after a while. I was like, I shouldn't be dizzy, and it doesn't feel good after a while.
Yeah.
Exactly. Ashley, true or false? It's legal to be the plug and purchase tobacco or vape products for friends as long as they are at least 18 years old, but younger than 21.
Wait, it's legal to be the plug? I'm gonna say false.
Right.
Definitely false.
Definitely false.
I can't remember a time when anyone asked like, "Oh, can you buy this for me?" I don't think I've ever been approached for that, but some people do. They'll ask you, "Can you go buy this for me?" So definitely false.
In my hometown, they do.
And so in December of 2019, the president at that time, child.
Not the president at that time.
The president at that time, y'all, signed legislation amending legislation about moving the age limit for buying tobacco products from 18 to 21. So now there's federal regulation that says that no retailers or sellers of tobacco products, including cigarettes, cigars, and e-cigarettes, can sell them to anyone under 21 years of age.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
So they're carting for real.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense because you think about the hookah lounges and stuff. You got to be 21.
Yeah, good. 18's too
Yeah.
young. They're still developing. I mean,
Yeah.
young, honestly, but hey.
Okay, so this question, I'm going to allow all of the ladies to answer it. I need you guys to name at least 2 Black female racial equality activists. But name is if we can come up with more than 2, I would love that. But name at least 2.
Racial equality activists.
They have to be from present day or just anytime?
Anybody.
No.
Anybody.
Rosa Parks.
I was gonna say Rosa too.
Okay.
Amanda Seals. She does a lot for racial equality online.
I like her. We'll take that too. That wasn't on our list.
Yeah.
I love Angela Rye.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She be reading them, okay? I be like, yes, queen, I hope to be as poised as you in the face of ignorance. Because
yeah,
she be keeping it classy. And Tamika Mallory's doing a lot of amazing things too. Yeah. Just to name a few more. Okay, so this question, Jesse, I'll ask you. Anti-racism requires change in what area? A, political, B, economic, C, social, or D, all of the above.
All of them.
Yeah.
There's racism in all of them.
Yeah.
All 3 of them.
Yeah.
All 3.
Yes, yes. So anti-racism is rooted in action. It is about taking steps to eliminate racism at the individual, institutional, and structural levels. So it requires change in all of those areas.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
We got to have more uncomfortable conversations too.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with our friends who are like allies of other communities, I think it's important when we have those like conversations like, hey, let's just talk about what's going on in a non like confrontational way so people can gain more understanding.
Yeah.
I think we have to lead with that.
I
Yeah.
think it stems from ignorance. The more you know, the more you
Yeah.
can make a better decision.
Mhm.
I agree with that.
Mhm.
For
Definitely.
sure.
Agreed.
So for our last question, all of you ladies can answer as well. Well, our last pop quiz question. So, true or false? Can box braids really cause headaches?
Yes.
True. If
True.
they too tight or heavy.
Yes.
True.
Right.
True.
Yes.
That
We
is,
all done had a headache from some braids being too
Yep.
tight.
especially if they're
Absolutely.
too tight. The ones that snatch your edges. Ooh.
Yep.
Then you get them little bubbles on it, like,
Oh, that just makes me
on my
like do
scalp.
this thinking about it.
Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. I'm happy to be out of that life for the past 11 years with my nice locks because oh my goodness, it hurt so bad. And I had the headaches for centuries. The Advils would not work.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
when
I
you
didn't
get
even
your
know
locks
this way.
retwisted, are they tight like getting fresh braids?
Yeah, so actually, because I do my own hair, I definitely take
Oh.
my time with my own scalp
Oh.
because even with it pulled up right now, it's a little tension, but no headache.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but no headache. Not as bad. Not as
No
bad.
headache. Yeah, definitely. I thought that was a funny question to ask.
No, for sure. I was like, okay, because duh, we all know that.
Yeah.
So before we go, I have a couple questions, like just general conversation for all of us. So one question is, has the pandemic and the blatant racist attacks on Black and Brown communities shifted your thoughts about family planning? For me, it has.
Yes.
I don't know if any of you all are already mothers, but I don't have any kids, and I've always been one that I've always wanted a son. And so, it's not new, but us repeatedly seeing what's happening in our communities is like, it has me frightened. Like, how do I even raise a son? Or what would I prepare? What does that talk even look like? It's frightening. It's scary. So I'm still on the fence. Like, maybe should I bring a kid into this crazy world?
I think
Yeah,
I just.
have the
I don't.
same feelings.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I have the same feelings too. But then on top of that, I definitely start to think about even what kind of man, I want to have my kids with, because there are some people out here who really, sometimes they're Black and they still don't get the racism. You ever had conversations with people and they're like, oh, that person wasn't being racist? And it's like, yes,
Oblivious.
they were.
Yeah.
Like, yes, they were. And I don't know if something were to happen to me or my child, like, I don't know if I could trust you, to be there for us and to be there for our child. So even that just has me thinking about, like, just making sure that whoever I get with, whether they are Black, whether they are white, whatever background they come from, that they understand what it's like to be a Black person in this world.
I think
For
for
sure.
me, it's like I've always wanted to have children, but I think now my mindset is being the best place in my life before I have children, because there's already so many other factors that are going to weigh in on him or her, that if I can just shield them from a little bit, then that's my part in that.
Yeah.
Same.
Same. I think we're all on the same page with that. And I think, like you said, Jesse, even just taking the time to think about the man that you want to have a child with, it's like, because if something happens to me, you have to be there to protect them, or, guide them through this crazy world, and have those conversations. So them having that mindset is just as important, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have a motto that I'm sticking with until we figure this thing out with this world. And this one pill a day keep the kids away.
One pill a day keeps the kids.
That has been grounding me, and every day I get up to take that pill, I'm just like, yeah, okay. My thoughts about bringing someone into the world. So I mean, my experience is unique, right? Because my mom passed, so I've been raising my brother for the past 6 years. So he's 12, he'll be 13. So like even having him, I think that's enough for me right now. Because I've been bumping this one pill a day since I was 17 when I started birth control.
Right.
And then the Lord said, he's a child. But it has impacted me to think like, okay, well, what do I want? And right now I'm like one pill a day, and I'm just going to do what I need to do to raise my little brother. I just don't know if I go through that process. And the maternal mortality rate, I'm so scared because I know too many Black women who have had complications because they have not been heard or listened to, and just all the craziness that happens when we go in, when we interact with all these different institutions. Is very scary, and it definitely impacts all of our mental health. So I'm just, I'm chilling where I am right now.
I hear you, but I commend you on helping raise your brother. That's
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out
Pray
to
for
you.
me, y'all. He's about to be 13. Voice getting a little deep, but a little tall.
Ooh, Lord.
Girl, I have nephews. I get it. Good luck.
Self-care practices have to be utilized every day.
You just sparked a question too for me. I wanted to know, like, what are some things that you guys do, like when the news and the media, when these things happen, and like you said, it takes a toll on our mental health. What do you guys do to like just relax or unplug? You know what I mean? Or to just like check in and recalibrate your mental health so that it doesn't become overwhelming.
It can be very overwhelming. I think taking intentional like social media breaks sometimes are necessary. And even if it's just for some hours, like I'm not going to open Instagram or whatever my outlet is for 5 hours today, or I'm going to get this done, whatever. But I think taking those mental breaks, because it can be so much overload. It's so much every time you open something. So I know I got to take my mental breaks and then, do something for me, whatever that is, whether it's shopping or getting my nails done or getting a facial or something, woosah. Meditating
For sure.
Working out,
Intentional breathing. Those deep breaths.
Breathing. Remember to breathe.
I told myself this summer I'm gonna go on vacation more. Just take
after
more breaks, because like even if it's like a weekend getaway or go away for a week, like sometimes I think the pandemic, and then on top of all the social justice stuff that's been going on top of the pandemic, it made my anxiety go through the roof, and I never really realized how much anxiety I suffer from until this past year, that I'm constantly anxious. So literally I'm like, honestly, I need a break. I need to go away where nobody's calling me about nothing. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't care if the world is falling apart. I'm on a beach. Leave me alone.
I think that's so important.
And kudos for you for acknowledging that. Like a lot of us, we be on the go so much that we don't even acknowledge our state of mental health. So
because you don't have time to, especially like us. Like think about as a Black woman, you're always on the go. You have to work 10 times harder than everybody else. You gotta hustle 10 times harder. So
there's no excuses. Nobody has any pity for you ever.
Exactly. You don't have time to cry. You don't have time to, take a minute to like just sulk.
Feel.
You gotta keep on going. So
be that strong Black woman. Put that cape on, honey, and keep it walking.
And like you said, taking like intentional vacations and stuff, like, and not just a day off that like randomly you're not working today and you're off. Like that's not a vacation. That's not a real day off or real time off. You have to like be intentional about it, like you said. I want to do that too.
So how can we show up for Black women and gender oppressed people, and Black women? How can we continuously show up? I feel like doing things like this. I feel like Yeah, being a part of MSK and other partnering with other organizations like Black Women Health Imperative, and educating others about things that we encounter or are going through, like period shaming and tampon tax, and
Mm-hmm.
educating them, but adding like light to it so that it's fun and interactive.
Yeah.
I definitely think just talking more. We have conversations, but having those intentional conversations as well, to really just learn more about other people and what's going on with them. Sharing stories is universal, right? Everybody share a story, whatever. And I think that's what keeps us together. And allows us to be supportive to other people, because stories do save lives. And the more we talk about things, the more things get out in the open, the more awareness is raised. So definitely, those are definitely other ways that we can support Black women and gender oppressed people as well.
I agree. I feel like as we continue the conversation behind Black women's health, I think it eases it for the younger generation. Excuse me. I have a little sister who is 12 years old, and she's much more confident in accepting like her cycle and her period than I even was, 10, 15 years ago. I think us talking about it and not being ashamed of it is helping people more and more and more, even younger generations.
Yeah.
Having
Agreed.
conversations.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, this is all of you ladies, how do you balance work that pays you and then doing the work that makes you happy? Are you currently able to do both at the moment?
Bless.
I
Yeah,
feel like, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's like an honor. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's a perk to be able to do the work that's necessary and the work. What did you say? What were the two that you said?
The work that you love and then the
Uh-huh.
work that pays you.
The work that pays you, the work you have to do. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like a perk to be able to do both, because obviously we all have to work and we have bills to pay, and like nobody, we're not just like getting it done for free. We gotta work and get this money, okay? But to be able to do like what you're passionate about and stuff, that's just like a perk on top of it all. So yeah, I mean, I'm blessed enough to be able to say I can do both right now, but I still have to do the jobs that sometimes I don't want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
It's life.
Right. I think that, I mean, like most of us who are here, like, I'm blessed to be able to wake up every morning and do what I love to do. And like, my talent, I'm at a point in my life where my talent does afford me opportunities. But then there are sometimes some opportunities that, yes, my talent did open a door for. It's like, do I really want to do that? So sometimes, I look forward to getting to that time where in my life where I could just say no.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's times where it's like, okay, I don't want to do this, but this would lead to that. So, okay, I mean, I'm not going to compromise myself, but I just can't wait to get to a point where it's like, I'm just doing what I just want to do, period. Only.
Yeah.
That's it.
Say
I,
it.
I feel like I'm in the same boat as you guys. I'm very blessed to be able to do what I love to do for a living. However, there was a time when this was not my reality. So I'm just very grateful and very blessed.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same.
Same.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely the same. Working for the Black Women's Health Imperative, I've been here for a while. I started off as an intern, worked my way up, and I love this. When I get up every day,
Yes, queen.
Congrats.
yeah, okay, listen.
We love moving on up, honey.
We
Yes.
sure do. Climb that ladder.
Yes. And so I know when I wake up every morning, I know I'm getting a paycheck, but I also know that I get to not only infuse my own life experiences into my work, but I'm also helping other Black women at the same time. So when I'm feeling down and I'm like, okay, let me do my own self-care check-in, I know that when I get on the Zoom meetings or whatever, and I'm talking to my coworkers, we all, can chime in on that, like, girl, yeah, today's kicking my tail.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy that and being able to be afforded that blessing, because not everybody can do that. So I'm definitely fortunate to be at this organization.
Dope. I was gonna say the same as all of you ladies. Like, of course, this is a huge blessing and a privilege to be able to have a career where we enjoy it and it can be so fun and then still get paid. But of course, you know, like any other job, sometimes I be telling people I still go to work like you. Sometimes I put into work, I don't want to go to work.
Right.
Same. So but what I will say that I've realized is that some of my biggest opportunities have come from either doing the work that I didn't want to and was getting paid or doing something for free. Like just because my talent was needed or required and I knew I could help, I might have signed up for it. And I didn't really want to do it, but because
Oh no.
I know, it was getting good.
Yeah. Now she's gonna turn
Right
it back.
there.
wait,
We're
we
gonna
back.
turn it back.
Yeah, I was just saying some of my greatest opportunities have come from doing free things that I didn't necessarily want to do at first, but the opportunity paid me more. Like I might have met somebody and they booked me for something else, or you know what I'm saying? You never know. So sometimes it's like sowing seeds and we just gotta do it like paying homage, you know?
Yes.
Yeah,
For
facts.
sure.
Yeah. Well, ladies, that was my last question. I've had so much fun with you guys. I just want to give
Same.
Me
the
too.
floor to you all to give any last thoughts.
This was really awesome. I just am honored to be here. I think this is so cool. It's so great to virtually meet you all, the ones that I haven't
Yeah.
met in
Me
person
too.
and connect. And, you know, it's just really cool. So thank you for having us all and me.
Yes. Yes, well, thank you all, ladies, for joining us. All of you out there, this is your health. The things that we talked about today, definitely take it back to your dinner table, to your group chat. Talk to your friends about their health. Check in with them. Go to our website to learn more about what we're doing and how we are really leaning into the health and wellness of Black women and girls. Because we all need the support and we all can be supportive of others. And last but not least, Black women, take care of yourself. First, you are the priority. No is a complete
Yes.
sentence. If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it.
Okay. And that's on
Period.
Portia. No, this
Okay.
And that's on Portia.
And if it's things that you want to do it.
Okay. Say it.
And that's all Portia.
Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. Thank y'all so much for having us. Black Women's Health Imperative. Like she said, go to their website, bwhi.org, for more information. And make sure you stay tuned because they actually have another event tomorrow that will be live. So you can catch information for that right after this. So stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. I'm following all you ladies. Bye, y'all.
Same.